also for the correction you made earlier about our presence here yesterday and even the day before yesterday. Now, I have some clarification to make, and that will help us because looking at the question and even the paper we have, there is need for us to make certain clarification. And I will start that from NLPC. Today, based on the PI and the law part, the connection between NLPC and the Real Federation is simply on taxes payments, royalty payments, and those oil taxes that is lifted on our behalf. As to their whole operation, they are today the federation as Google, as Shell, and like Chevron. So most of these, and that is why I'm not holding brief for my uncle. That is why it is being, I would like to be diplomatic. I'm not sure there is any document or documentation he will prepare and present because he is responsible solely to the board. And like movie, like Shell, like anything. So the only thing, and the reason why I have to say that, because if you listen to him, he said there are some payments he has made on behalf of the people that we are having this thing. He is also my tax, the one of the direct rate, and is my debtor, is holding me and he will pay. I will not do it. So I need to start on that because I don't want anybody to read the minutes of this presentation. And he has said that we have done the reconciliation and the federation is one way. He's doing whatever he's doing as a PIA compliant corporation to Nigeria. And as a taxpayer, he's owing taxes, and then after the he has to pay me, and then federation needs to pay him. So that is the point I'm about to make. And for Federal Land Revenue Service, listen to the chairman. Federal Land Revenue Service is not revenue generating agency. We are revenue collecting agency. So contribution to CRF and whatever cannot and will not be applicable to us because NUPRC, Custom, Federal Land Revenue Service will be the one that is funding or collecting money for the CRF. So it is not that we generate revenue and we spend part of it and we make the balance like it's supposed to be in other revenue generating agency. Our core duty is only to collect revenue. So we are to assess, to collect and account. Appropriation is not part of our own. So I will establish that clarification. I will go to what we've done last year and what plan are for next year. What they distributed is actually the FIRS budget, which also draw down from. But what is good for this committee is that in 2024, if you will recall, you set a target for us of 19.4 trillion. That is the target set for us in 2024, which is 57% above previous year target, which was 12.3%. With your help and the help of my colleagues at the service and the cooperation of the National Assembly and the leadership of Mr. President, we have collected 21.6 trillion, which is the highest in the history of the country. This is 112% more than the target, and roughly 80% more than what we collected last year. So if you look at the performance, you will see that one oil, which is the effect of diversification and reform and managerial scheme displayed in collection by the member of the service. Non-oil taxes outperformed, while profits from crude or hydrocarbon underperformed. So in total, we overshoot, and every you look at our historical performance from 2020 to 2024, it is on progressive increase. So we achieved 21.6 trillion. And what is the focus for next year? And that is what is of utmost importance to us. For us, Federal Revenue Service, we are subset of Federal Ministry of Finance, and the Honorable Minister of Economy is the leading leader for us there. We take our target from whatsoever that is being agreed from budget office to Minister of Finance and being approved to us. So the only input that we have is to put it based on the data that we have. So based, and then the NNPC has come here and the DG budget has come, that they have their parameters. So if all the parameters that we set are correct parameters, so for us, it's just to make sure that we have tools and capacity in place to make sure that we collect what we should collect. So as far as 2025 projections are concerned, so we rely solely on the directive given to us by Honorable Minister of Finance through the budget office to determine what the target will be, and then that's what we work with. So I will wait for questions, and if there is any other addition that will require.
In the MTEP, when you presented the reports of your collection, where you surpassed even the target, you gave us your target, we gave you a target, and you even surpassed our target. And that actually deserved commendation, and we did. And I can see a lot of my colleagues now also commending you more, maybe from what you have presented, because they saw a plus in the projection you have given to us for 2025. But in the view of the committee, I believe that we will want to give you a target of 25 trillion as your collection for 2025, thereby increasing your cost of collection, and at the same time, making you to have more surplus that you can return to the government. In that case, that means you are also increasing revenue for the federal government. So I believe the FIRS chairman have highlighted most of it. I am one of the people with the view that what South Africa is making with a population of just 45 or 54 million, I don't know, and they're making a revenue of almost about 90-something billion dollars. If you look at Egypt, they do the same thing. So we always say Nigeria is it that we don't collect revenue, and whenever we aggregate the non-formal sector that you've been talking about, you will see that economic activities boom there. But you cannot impose taxes on ordinary Nigerians. And with the view that you have brought now, I believe if we take a copy of what is going on in other climes like South Africa, you will see that within a short time, we'll be able to realize more than, if not 3 times what South Africa is making. So you have enormous tax, as we do. We will continue to do give our legislative oversights, legislative functions, do the needful, correct whatever act or laws that we need to make. We make those laws that will be able to give efficient means of collecting revenue in this country. We will do it. And by extension, we believe that 2025 is going to be a year that will give us a resounding economy from the way, the optimism and how you've shed light that with the reforms you are bringing in, we'll make more money. And I believe that what you are doing is not going to affect ordinary Nigerians.
No.
So with that, if there is no further question, I think you have a question? Please go ahead.
Capacity. They did over 20 trillion when we gave them 19 trillion. I like speaking as a banker. When we're in the bank, they give you target, you meet the target, the next morning, they jack up your target by 100%. So 25 trillion is not too ambitious for my chairman. I know him very well. I know what he can do. He is even asking for 50 trillion. We're doing sign language here. So let's move it to 40 trillion. And with your permission, with your permission, Chair, I think we should take the numbers to 40 trillion.
Thank you.
Thank you, my honorable member.
Chairman, I don't want you to, we are just like celebrating your performance, but we should not overrate the whole thing, please.
Yes, thank you. When Lagos last time, God will continue to bless you. Now, like what you said about tax intelligence, honestly, those things are in those bills. And how do we have it? Very simple. Imagine that we have unified revenue collection. And I will tell you what, when they register vehicle, if you go to Singapore, they don't bother you. If anybody has been in Singapore, that is why you don't see big cars in Singapore. Hardly can you see Rolls Royce, or you see, because plate number is by the type of car. So if you have a P2, what you pay for plate number is different from if you have Rolls Royce. So that one is not about asking you or whatever. But if we have, by God's grace, Nigeria Revenue Service, which their work is ought to gather and get intelligence. For example, you come to register for, you want to take plate number for Rolls Royce. The only question they will ask you is that, where is your tax clearance? You cannot say you are earning 100,000 per month and you are paying 1,000 per annum and 12,000 tax clearance. That is what you want to use to register Rolls Royce. It's impossible. Lagos has done it successfully well. When they want to, you want to do your house planning and whatever, they just ask for your tax clearance. You cannot just say that you are the one, your tax clearance is 50,000 per annum, and you are buying land in the Koyi. How? So that is where the intelligence will come. The moment we have, because most of the laws that we have, they are very old. And then in Nigeria, when you don't have your base established in law, people will question your authority. And by God's grace, shortly when you pass this tax law, all these things are already embedded in those tax laws. Thank you very much. And then I hide under the protection of the co-chairman that we cannot overtax Nigeria. So the target set by the chairman, we should just go and pray to Almighty God to meet that, not listen to the
chairman. I will listen to the deputy chairman.
No, sir.
Because what we want is revenue, but the target the committee felt responsibly we give you is 25 trillion. And we believe that if you surpass that, the commendations will even come from our friends from the other side.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you, you can take your leave.
Shippers Council.